Okay, guess what? We now are getting videos and reports of cats growing wings. Just watch this clip for a second, you'll see.
I have that picture of the cat with wings. I've seen it.
You got the picture on your screen? Hold it there. I'll put it.
So basically, yes, these cats are growing these weird appendage-like things that look a lot like wings. So what exactly are these? I mean, here's a bunch of pictures of them. Sometimes they look like wings, sometimes they look like weird flabby skin pieces. Well, let's find out. I found an article that basically explains this. It says, many people would like to believe in flying cats, but the real explanation is medical, not mystical. By and far, the vast majority of winged cats are the result of poor grooming. So this guy is basing his entire evolutionary belief that, mutations are beneficial off of cats growing wings. But if he just dug for 10 minutes, like I just did, he would find that the majority of the results is poor grooming. Basically, they get a fungus, they get an infection, and they grow these lumpy things off the back of their bodies. Wow. People really don't do their research today. Which would explain this next article, where it says, it was born normal but started to grow wing-like appendages on its back at the age of 1. Basically, it was, not groomed well, and it started growing these wing-like appendages. They call them wings because they grew on its back, but oftentimes a cat can't groom their well. And so, of course, it starts to have problems. Also, these are oftentimes long-haired cats. The majority of them, as far as I was aware, was a Chinese long-haired cat that had this grooming issue. Also, we ended up asking this guy, hey, does it have any structure in it? Surely, it can't fly without a structure. And he said, yes, it has bones.
Oh no, it has actual wing bones.
But as you saw, no, these don't have bones. They are these weird amounts of flesh and skin. And of course, after this, after we showed him, he instantly backed off of it. This is how you know he's making up stuff. He didn't understand this, he didn't know any of this. He said, yep, it has bones, and didn't actually look. The only thing else I can find that is close to this is when oftentimes they grow legs where they're not supposed to, which is again, not adding information, but duplicating information that's already there. So every result I've been able to find has boiled down to a few things. Either an infection that causes loose and flabby skin and, other symptoms, or a leg that grew in the wrong place. Basically, all the DNA that a normal leg would have just copied and moved over, which is not a beneficial mutation. Can cats fly currently? No. They're not even close to flying. That begs our next question. If the cat can't currently fly, and this is supposed to be evolution, what benefit does it have? Well, this particular guy, he said, well, maybe it has something to do with heat. Well, if you look at the heat thermal map of a cat, you'll see that any limbs or tails, or even the face and ears, lose the heat, and they stay cold compared to the rest of the main structure body. If you look at a bird, you get the same thing. The wings are where you lose heat. The only example of wings are beneficial to maintain heat is when the baby is being covered by the mother's wings. And the mother is still losing the heat. It is protecting the children. If you want another example, here is one of a man. Okay, when you go outside, what are the first parts of your body to get cold normally? Your legs, arms, and head, not your chest. Your chest is normally the last part to get cold. If we look at this diagram, the blue is very clearly saying this is where you're losing the most heat and your arms are cold. The chest is where you have most of your heat. Basically stating that wings do not help with heat. So when he says, well, maybe the wings helped with heat, preserving heat, he obviously doesn't have any clue what he's talking about. This is where you got to be careful. Somebody who looks like they know what they're talking about at the moment, if they were to do a little bit of research, you can poke a million holes in them. Don't just believe everything you hear right off the bat. Do your own research.